always a manifold way in which people make use of the spiritual processes. For some people, in many places, spirituality and all the spiritual… what do you call them? What are those talks called in Hindi? Pravachans. All that pravachan, everything is just an escape from the mother-in-law or cooking. For some, it's an intellectual entertainment. For some, they're seeking to learn something. They want to know something new. A few people are wanting to, bring about some changes in their life. They want to become a little more peaceful, a little more loving, a little more something else. Some change they want in their life. Some people are looking for transformation. You know the difference between change and transformation? Transformation means nothing of the old should remain. Change means improvement, self-improvement or transformation. Or some people just really wanting to get lost into it, dissolve into it. So there are many ways and people are approaching the same thing. It's… which is the best way? I wouldn't say which is the best way because according to each person's needs, that's how they seek. You can't prescribe the best way to anybody. Right now, generally the human nature is such that whatever they don't have, that's what they will seek. They don't have health, they're seeking health as if it's the ultimate thing. If they don't have money, they're seeking money as if it's the ultimate thing. If they don't have love, they're seeking love as if it's the ultimate thing. Whatever they don't have, that's what they're seeking. That reminds me, this happened when we were in Trichy. You know Trichy? Tiruchirappalli? It's a medium-sized town in Tamil Nadu. In high school, the teacher came and asked the students, 8th or 9th standard children, if God appears in front of you and gives you a boon, what will you ask? One boy said, those days, Maruti car. I want a Maruti car. Somebody said, I want a bicycle. Somebody said, I want, 10 lakh rupees. Like this they went on. Then the teacher said, you idiots, what will you do with all these things? Ask for intelligence. Ask for knowledge, ask for intelligence. Why are you asking for all these things? So one boy stood up and said, everybody asks for what they don't have. So, everybody is seeking what they don't have, isn't it? Now if you go by this, when a human being goes by this process of asking for what he doesn't have, then it's an endless process. Because what is it that you have? What you have is so little. If you go on asking for what you don't have, you need 1,000 years and still you will be nowhere. If you start seeking the next thing that you don't have, it's an endless process, self-defeating process, isn't it? It seems to be taking you somewhere, but it doesn't take you anywhere. So, what is this about? If you don't seek, if there is no seeking, you don't go anywhere, you know. Why would you go to any place if there's nothing to seek? Because that's the very basis of your activity, desiring and going after it, isn't it? The objects of desire may change and people may think one object is better than the other, but it's not so. Whether you're seeking money or home or intelligence or knowledge or God or this or that, desire is desire, you know. The object of desire just changes the directions of your destination, but doesn't change the process of life as such. And the essence of life is in its process, isn't it? Where you got in the end is not the point really. In many ways, right now, the essence of life is how you're experiencing it right now. So, one's quality of life, if we are changing or if we're wanting to experience life in a little better way or in a much better way, whatever, changing the objects of desire is not going to make so much of a difference. It's the way we handle the process which is going to make the difference. But even if life becomes very pleasant and beautiful experience, it has to happen for every human being. But even if it happens, still you will see there is something within you which doesn't want to settle for just joyful life either. You're very happy, and after some time, even that doesn't seem to be enough. Because happiness is missing, right now the whole life seems to be pursuit of happiness. If you're joyful, then you will see it's not enough. In fact, if you're very happy, you will do many more things than when you're unhappy. Isn't it so? Because now you're charged and now there's nothing pulling you back. You have all the enthusiasm to go about and do lots of things. So there is something that this life is longing for. It's not a desire, it's its destination. It is not something, a desire that you created or I created. It is just longing to go towards a certain destination. The only choice that we have is either to move towards this destination consciously or unconsciously. Anyway we are moving. Whether to go towards it consciously or unconsciously. If we are dragged towards something unconsciously, even if we are dragged towards heaven, we will suffer the dragging, isn't it? Yes? Now we grab you and we'll drag you out. You don't know where you're being dragged. You will suffer this. We will take you and put you on a beautiful beach. But that's later. But right now, all along from here to there, you are going to suffer it terribly, isn't it? So if you walk towards anything or if life drags you towards a certain direction and you are unconscious about it, you will suffer the process immensely. So if you look at it consciously, if you go towards it consciously, then the process becomes beautiful. That's all the choice we have really. And once we are conscious, we naturally hasten the process. Whatever we are unconscious of, and that level we suffer, you must understand this. See, right now you're driving on the street. You are completely unconscious of who is coming behind you, who is coming in front of you. Now you are going to get into one kind of physical suffering. Because you are unaware of the physical reality, physical suffering will come, something is going to break, isn't it? Now, you are unaware of what is happening in your body, another kind of suffering will come. You are unaware of what's happening in your mind, another kind of suffering will come. You are unaware of what's happening in your family, another kind of suffering will come. Similarly, wherever you are unaware, that level of suffering will come to you. Is that so?
Yes.
You're getting… this is a holiday, you're getting dead serious.